Hello, and welcome back to Wild Sun Art Studio. My name is Robinsunne. I am very happy to have you here. Please do like, comment, subscribe, and share this video if you like this video. So, I am working on a journal. I have been taking a class with Robyn McClendon, who is an utterly fabulous artist. I really like her work so much. And I'm learning to think about visual stories in a little bit different way. I tend to have a bit of a tight and controlled that's pretty funny way of making art, which serves my psyche very well, and I think these are just insanely pretty. Robyn's way of making art is a whole lot less tight. So I'm learning a lot in her class, and I will link the her class below. I'll find the homepage for it and show it to you because it's a great class, and I think she's gonna run it again. No, actually, I think you can be in on this class. I don't know. Anyway, I'll link it. And I will also link her, just her YouTube page in general, because her work really is just breathtaking. So anyway, one of the things we were doing was making, she took a pretty heavy paper, and in her kind of wild and woolly, I mean, to me it's wild and woolly because, I make these. But for her, it's a normal day at the studio. So anyway, she had this way of getting paint and marks on 3 kind of thick pieces of paper and then folding the 3 papers in half and stitching them pamphlet style. And I decided that I would make a whole book, and have, regular outside binding. I like this kind of book. So the cover is made with this kind of metallic cardstock that I've got. And it's not the heaviest of cardstocks, and I was thinking that I could put something on the front cover that would just help strengthen the structure a bit. So I have this thing, and I've showed it to you recently in the Blue Manifesto journal. I'll link that too. And I thought I might show you how I did that, but before I do that, I wanted to show you some of these pages. They thrill me. So the way I got this paint and ink, paint is the kind of copper color. It looks gold, but the paint bottle says copper. And this is Black India ink. No, it's Sumi ink. I don't know. It's Japanese. It's not Indian. Calligraphy liquid ink. And I'm not going to say that word in Japanese because, yeah. My daughter speaks Japanese, and Yeah, the way I approach a Japanese word and the way she approaches a Japanese word are two very different things. So anyway, the way I got this ink on the paper, this was thrilling. Robyn taught me this, is you take a jelly plate and you squirt a little ink on it and then you bray it out. You bray ink. This is new information to me. And you get this. I wanted to show you. Can you see that there's a little line right here? That's just how the ink kind of pooled on the paper. Oh gosh. This is, I think I have the bottle here. This is apple barrel matte country gray acrylic craft paint. So these are those by Plaid. This is that very inexpensive big box acrylic craft paint. You can tell the plate is a little smaller than an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of paper, so the ink kind of stops. There's this lovely white border around everything. I'm not going to be able to finish this book until probably sometime in January. I am going to do a challenge that Julie Fei-Fan Balzer does. I'll link her to her challenge she does this thing called Carve December, and you carve a new rubber stamp every day of December. I have gotten so much really fun work. There's something about, that whole quantity quality argument. Except the quality, I think my quality got a little better too, but the quantity, just having to make a new rubber stamp every day and keep going and keep going. I love these ridges. Isn't that cool? So this was really fun. So I'd put paint on. This is copper paint, Artist's Acrylic, Phoenix by Phoenix. This is a little nicer paint than this kind of paint. It's a little more plasticky. It's a little more rubbery. I have to hurry up here. Anyway, I would bray out the ink, and then I would squirt some acrylic paint on the plate and bray that too. And so a lot of these prints have little ghosts of the acrylic, or they have little ghosts of the ink, depending on which went on first. Check out these little ridges. I love them. They look like seaweed to me. Robyn does not love these, but I do. So we all get to be different. Yeah, so these are the pages. Anyway, what I was thinking was to take some of the stamps that I do for Carve December, which means I won't be done until the end of December. So this book isn't going to get finished until January. But I wanted to show you the cover thing now. Yeah, look it. Can you see all these delicious swirls? I don't know if I can. It's just amazing how the ink kind of beads up on the jelly plate. And so you get all this polka dot stuff going on. But then when it starts mixing with the acrylic, you get these little seaweed things going on. And I can feel that it's actually enough, even with the jelly plate. There's a little bit of texture on that, which just excites me so much. And sometimes they look pretty plain. There's an awful lot of white going on here. And Sometimes the spread is very much like ink. Sometimes it's a little of both. Yeah, so this is the book. And there are 6 or 7 pages in each. So 7 times 4 is 28, 56, 112. But I think there's only 111 pieces of paper in here. One of the signatures has 6 pieces of paper, and I think that's right. And the other ones have 7. There are 4 signatures here. So yeah, times 4 is 444. Yeah, I've told you. So that's how many pages. Is that right? No. It's not 400. It's 111 pages. Anyway, I want to show you this. So I want to do a kind of a paper fold image for the front, and this is how it will sit. So the thing I do is cut just a piece of regular weight paper, copy paper. Fold that in half, then fold it again in half, but I fold the front to the front and the back to the back. And then I'm going to fold it one more time. Again, the front to the front and the back to the back. It just helps those folds be a little bit more precise. How are we doing for time? 11. Okay. So we're having messy desk syndrome here. I get so excited making stuff. So then you take a nice sharp pair of scissors. These are Fiskars. What are they called? Micro. Oh, wait a minute. I have the package somewhere. These scissors are so worth getting. Precise micro tip blades. This is a 5-inch pair of scissors. I really like this size. Because I don't have a lot of blade to work with. And so the work is all kind of happening right here. And I like that a lot. And I have one pair that I used for fabric, and I wrote fabric on it. See? Fabric. And I try to be really good about keeping to that. Anyway, Fiskars. This is what you look up. Fiskars micro tip razor edge. And razor edge is kind of all one word. Scissors. And they actually have like a little serration along the blades. And so the cutting is great. And unfortunately, these scissors do not last forever because I use them with paper. And they're supposed to be fabric scissors, but I use them with paper because they're great. And I wear off the kind of serration here on the blade. So that's very sad. All right. Do you see how this is not a folded edge? This is just the single edge of the paper. So just want to keep in my mind straight. I'm right-handed. I'm going to have this single edge, which is the edge of the paper, right? Facing my left hand. If you're left-handed, do it the other way. But I just want to be aware of where that is because that's the edge of the paper, and these are all folds over here. So I just want to keep in mind what I'm doing. And you know what? I should do this for you. So you can kind of see what's happening. If you've ever gone to a hardware store, you can go to the part of the store that sells hinges. And there's a kind of a hinge called a spear hinge, which is just really long instead of, being a little square piece of metal, that folds for the hinge with the little bolt thing in between. It's this great long, depending on what you're doing, if you're doing it for a door on a house, it can be like 2 or 3 feet wide. But you can get these things. They're called spear hinges because they look like spears, and you will see why. So I'm going to do sort of, see if I can get my light here. A little tip of an arrow, right? Actually, I don't like that. Because I want a lot of paper here. I don't want to cut it really thin because I want it to be sturdy for the cover. So what could I do? I could do this. I think I like that okay. So usually I don't draw it because I've made a couple hundred of these. So you start here at the top, maybe even go down that folded edge. Remember, this is the edge that has the cut, the edge of the piece of paper. You want to always make sure you know where that is, because we want this to stay attached. So I'm going down the fold a little bit so that I get a nice precise point. And actually, I think I'm going to cut this a little high. Now, when you open up this fan fold cut, this is what you've got, and because I cut it 4 times, this is what we've got. So this is going to go onto the book right here, and you can see that this is going to take up a lot of the cover, and it will make sense to you that if you glue 2 pieces of, I'm using silver and gold here, so there's a color difference for you. If you glue 2 pieces of cardstock together, you have something much sturdier than just the single layer of cardstock here. Now, the other thing I've done is also when I made the cover is I did a 1-inch fold on my scoreboard right here. So the paper starts and it folds up around, and then this paper is 8.5 by 11, so this measurement right here is 5.5 inches. So there's the first inch is the spine, and then the next 5 and actually 3/4, I wanted there to be a little extra lip here, is the front. And then I gave 2 inches right here. But I think this metallic cardstock is even thinner than most regular cardstock. By the way, I got this at Michael's. You can buy a pack of, 100 sheets or 50 sheets or whatever. It's the Recollections paper that they have, cardstock. So what I'm going to do is debating this, but I think I'm going to end up with the silver. I could either cut this out of silver We'll cut this out of gold. If I do gold on gold, it'll be really subtle. So I think I'm going to go for flash and have there be a little bit more visual difference. Yeah, so I'm just going to take a pencil and trace it around and cut it out twice, once for the front and once for the back. And in all honesty, I think I'm going to take another little bit of gold and paste it here on the inside, just for a bit more oomph, because this book is going to be pretty amazing. I think when I get all the I also have some black origami paper, so I can make paper cuts, bigger paper cuts. I didn't like red. I thought I might like red in here. It's okay, but I think I'm going to end up using black and make a whole bunch of black paper cuts and put those in here, and then make a whole, 31 rubber stamps for Carved December. And put that in here. I don't want this book getting too alligator mouthy. So I think if I do paper cuts and rubber stamps, that'll be kind of enough. And I might even think up a writing topic for the book. The other thing I could do is I could cut another layer of gold to add on the cover. Instead of doing it on the inside of the cover, put another layer on the outside and then put on the spear hinges. I think I'm going to do that. So I just wanted to show you how to do these spear hinges and show you the really wonderful book that I'm making to put it into. I will also have to make little charms for the ends of my signature threads. Yeah, so I wanted to show you these and how to make them. It's a lovely way you can experiment with putting these spear hinges on anything, the side of a little box to decorate it, and you just cut your office paper the size that you need to fill up the space. Yeah. So that's it for today. I just wanted to show you this really fun thing that I'm doing. And maybe I'll come back in January and you can see I will post daily the rubber stamps that I make in December. It's really fun to do. Oh my goodness. And I have this one friend who's going to do it. She has an outside job, and so this makes a lot of sense. She's going to do just little ones, like little 1 or 2 inch squares. And those will be, they're going to be so great. Her artistic vision is delightful. Anyway, I'm sure we will be chatting back and forth on Instagram all of December. And so Amy and I will talk to you there. And I may even show you on Instagram. I may even do the prints right here in the book and have that. That would be fun. Yeah, we'll figure that out. So mostly, may you be challenged by lovely artists here and there, people you enter classes and challenges with, and the amazing people like Julie Fei-Fan Balzer and Robyn McClendon who teach. Thank goodness. So yeah, may you have lots of artistic companionship in your life. And I blow these blessings out to you, and yeah, have a wicked good time, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye.